Hey guys, today I've got a romantic drama for you where our guy lead is the math tutor for our girl lead. But he uses tutoring as an excuse to get close to her and ends up going to her house every day to steal kisses. One day, her brother catches them. The story starts with our girl lead coming home from school. She's running and playing in the snow along the way. Meanwhile, our guy lead, Mr. Shan Jayan, spots her from afar after she gets home. Melin feels like someone's outside. She starts to think maybe there's a thief in the house. So she grabs a stick and goes to check, but it's Mr. Shanzian standing there. She just stares at him for a moment. Then her second brother, Chen, comes up from behind and pulls her back, asking what she's doing. Melin says she heard a noise and thought there might be a thief. Chen laughs and tells Mr. Shanzian that his sister thought he was a thief. Melin tries to explain that she thought no one was home. Then Mr. Shanzian introduces himself. He says that he's his second brother's best friend. Melin does a weird two-finger handshake with him. Mr. Shanzian says he didn't know he was home, otherwise he would have brought a gift for him. Melin keeps staring at him. Then Chan grabs his collar and says she's a bit mischievous, but Mr. Shanzian says he thinks she's really cute. Hearing that, Melin gets nervous and runs away. At mealtime, Melin tells her brother that the food tastes better today. Chan says the food is from Mr. Shanzian. He made it and is going to stay at their house for a few days. Melin comes to see him and Mr. Shanzian asks about her nickname. Shan jokingly says you can call her little thing, but her mom calls her Melin. Melin keeps looking at him and suddenly starts coughing. Both Shan and Mr. Shanzian give her water, but she takes it only from Mr. Shanzian's hand. Later, Shan and Mr. Shanzian are playing video games. Mr. Shanzian asks Melin if she wants to play too. Shan says she doesn't know how to play the game, but Melin says maybe she just can't. Mr. Shanzian laughs and says, "Come on, I'll teach you." But she refuses and falls asleep. A little while later, Mr. Shanzian comes to get some water and sees her sleeping. He quietly covers her with a blanket. When Melin wakes up, Mr. Shanzian is on the phone saying he's fine right here and doesn't want to go back. As soon as he looks at her, Melin starts pretending to be asleep. Mr. Shanzian comes closer and says, "Your acting is really bad." She blushes. She says she only overheard a little and didn't mean anything by it. Mr. Shangjian explains that it's a secret between them and there's no need to tell anyone, and she agrees. After that, Melin's mom and dad come home, and they all have dinner together. During the conversation, Melin's low math marks come up, and they talk about getting a tutor. Just then, Mr. Shangjian takes Chan's phone and says that playing games all the time isn't right, and that Chan should help Melin study. Chan refuses, and Melin says she's doing fine. He doesn't explain. So Mr. Shanzian himself agrees to teach her because he's the top student in their college. Later, Melin tries on different clothes and wonders what she's doing since Mr. Shanzian is her brother's best friend. She feels her first impression was really bad because she showed up in front of him wearing weird clothes. Then she gets all dressed up nicely, grabs a book, and comes out asking Chain where Mr. Shanzian is. Chain tells her he's gone to visit his relatives. Then, looking at Melin carefully, he says she looks different today. Looks like it. She asks what happened, and Chain says he never really liked studying with a tutor, but today she seems super motivated to study on her own. Hearing that, Melin gets nervous and wonders if he's figured something out. Chain jokingly asks if she's planning to get smart now. She quickly replies that yes, from now on she'll study properly. After that, she's making flowers out of candy wrappers. Then her mom calls out that her tutor has arrived. She quickly gets ready and comes outside, Mr. Shanjian. They tell her to start studying. She replies sadly that the teacher had already said she couldn't do anything in math. Then Mr. Shangjian says that he also used to get very low marks in the beginning, but later on he started topping the class. Hearing this, Melin thinks he's really a genius. Then he explains that not every teacher is good and that she already has the talent, she just needs a little improvement. He starts teaching her, and Melin keeps looking at her handsome tutor. When she solves a problem on her own, she gets really happy because she did it. He actually solved it. When Mr. Shan was about to leave after class, she asked him where he lived. He said he stayed at a hotel. She was surprised and asked how he managed his expenses if he was estranged from his family. Mr. Shan said he hadn't depended on his family for a long time. Melin couldn't believe it since he was still a college student. But he explained that he had been independent since high school. As they kept talking, they suddenly got really close. So Melin. She changes her tone and says that when her second brother was in high school, she bought a game using his pocket money. But she's better than them. Mr. Shanjian laughs and says he still spends money on games. Just then his phone rings and he cuts the call, saying he's busy. Melin hesitantly asks if he's ever had a girlfriend, secretly hoping he'll say no. Mr. Shan Jian says he did before, but now he's ignoring that stuff to focus on his studies. Then she asks if all college students date. Mr. Shangjian jokingly says that his second brother is single for life, and if he ever falls in love, he should find someone like his brother, but definitely not someone like him. When she asks why, he says he's not a good person and starts to walk away. Later, Chen asks how Melin's studies are going. Mr. Shangjian says she's pretty smart, just needs some confidence. Right then, her mom comes in and tells her to eat before she leaves, but she refuses. Melin also says that she's been taught so much, so at least she should eat something. In the end, he agrees. During the meal, Chai jokingly says that if Mom likes him so much, she should just adopt him. Mom playfully asks if he's ready for that, and Mr. Shan Jian laughs and says yes. Then Chai asks Meilin if she wants to make him her brother. She immediately says no, surprising everyone. Trying to smooth things over, she says she must have a ton of girls chasing him. How would she handle them all? Meanwhile, Chai points out there's some food on her face. She asks where, just then Mr. Shan Jian wipes it off with a tissue, and seeing that, she feels a bit embarrassed. Later, her mom sends her to school to pick up some books, and Mr. Shan Jian goes along with her. At school, all the girls get impressed when they see him. Her friend asks if she's secretly dating him, but she clearly says no and explains that he's her brother's friend. Her friend then asks if all her brother's friends are this handsome, and she replies that Mr. Shan Jian is the most handsome of all. Her friend says that he must be really rich too. Her family owns several schools, colleges and companies. She asks how she knows all this. She explains that her cousin works at the same company that Mr. Shan Zijian started. Then she warns her that rich people are often spoiled, so she shouldn't get emotionally involved. Meanwhile, Mr. Shan Zijian is taking her books away. Suddenly, they find a love letter inside. He takes a photo of it and sends it to Kian, asking what to do. Just then a girl comes up and asks for his number, but he refuses. From a distance, Melin sees all this and misunderstands. She comes back feeling sad, and Mr. Shan Jian asks if the teacher scolded her, but she denies it. When he notices her eyes are red, she says it's because of the strong wind. He then puts his jacket around her. Melin quietly says she doesn't even have his number. So Mr. Shan Jian smiles and gives her his number, which makes her happy. The girls at school are still praising him, but Chen finds it all a bit strange. Just then Melin comes over to him. He gives the books and then complains about having to wait so long. Meanwhile, a boy tries to talk to him, but Mr. Shan Jian scares him off just by looking at him. After getting home, Mr. Shan Jian says he's leaving now. Melin tries to stop him, saying it's pretty late and he should stay over, but he refuses and leaves. After he's gone, Melin feels down. Just then, Chan comes over and asks what's wrong. When he looks at her face, it's already midnight, so she says it's nothing. Then he asks, "What do you college students do at night?" And he replied that they make PPTs and play games. She jokingly asks, "Does Opa too?" Then Shangjian says, "You seem to care about him a lot." She says she was just asking casually. Then she saves his number and starts messaging him, but the phone slips from her hand and accidentally sends the message. She panics and is about to hang up. Then she thinks maybe he saw it, so trying to recover, she says she doesn't understand the question. Meanwhile, Shangjian's friends call him to come out and play, but he declines. She has to teach the kids. Then he video calls her. She asks, "Didn't you go out to have fun? If you're busy, it's okay." Shan Jian replies, "Busy? Where? I'll just play games with your brother." Then he starts explaining a question to her, and while listening, she falls asleep. Shan Jian smiles and says good night to her. The next day, she feels a bit embarrassed that she fell asleep while studying on the video call. Just then, her big brother Juash comes in and she happily meets him, looks at gifts for him and says, "Big bro, I missed you a lot." That's when Shane feels relieved and quickly, using an excuse, sends him away and shows Juash a love letter, saying some guy is trying to hit on our sister. The three of them look at the letter together and get mad that someone making a move on their sister. They decide they need to teach him a lesson. Just then, she comes in with coffee and asks what they were looking at, so they brush it off. Then Shane grabs Jian's cap and takes him to the study room, saying, "First, focus on your studies. If you get this question wrong, there'll be consequences." She asks what kind of punishment she'll get. Shane Jian jokes that she'll have to post online that she's an idiot. Then she says everyone's going to Grandma's house for New Year and asks if he'll stay at the hotel. Shane Jian asks if she wants him to come along or if she's just worried about him. She changes the subject and says that since he teaches her, it's normal for him to care so much. Shane Jian says he'll wish her on New Year and she smiles. On New Year, everyone arrives at Grandma's house. But Grandma ignores her. During dinner, her cousin makes fun of her studies, and Grandma says it's better to spend money on her marriage instead. Her parents support her and say they trust their daughter. But she feels sad. Then, Chen takes her outside and lights sparklers, which cheers her up a bit. She messages Shan Jian saying she'll show him the fireworks, and Shan Jian immediately video calls her. She shows him the sparklers and wishes him a happy new year, and Shan Jian wishes her the same. Just then, when her cousin comes over, she quickly hangs up the call. Later, the cousin complains to Grandma that she's seeing someone, but she firmly denies it, saying she's just focusing on her studies. At mealtime, when she's served non-veg, her parents remind everyone that she hasn't eaten non-veg since she was a kid. Grandma says she must have forgotten. Chain goes to get something for her, but she decides to go out on her own. Once outside, she texts Shan Jian asking how it feels to be a rebel, and as soon as Shan Jian sees the message, she gets up to leave. She's sitting there looking sad, and Shan Jian comforts her, asking what's wrong, but she doesn't say anything. Shan Jian offers to take her out to eat, and she agrees. He puts her on his bike and takes her along, and on the way she holds onto him tight. While they're eating, she says she really enjoyed today. Shan Jian wipes her tears and asks how she knew he doesn't eat non-veg. She tells him it's because he's stayed at her place before, so she knows. Then she asks if leaving her house was a mistake. Shan Jian. He says not at all, you shouldn't just blindly agree with everyone on everything. After they finish eating and she starts to leave, Shan Jian grabs her hand and pulls her closer. She gets nervous, but Shan Jian wipes her lips and jokingly asks if it tastes good. She says yes. Then he says he was talking about the cake, and she dodges the comment, so he tugs her cheek and calls her naughty. Then she asks, what game were you playing? I want to play too. Shan Jian says it'll be trouble if my brothers find out, but still He takes a risk and brings her along. Outside, she sees people kissing in public and feels uncomfortable. Then, Shan Jian covers her eyes and says that no one will bother her as long as he's with her. Inside, his friends ask who she is, and Shan Jian says she's his friend's sister. He lets her sit next to him. His friends offer her a drink, but Shan Jian refuses and orders warm milk for her instead. He even puts a straw in it for her and tells her not to call anyone here bro. Just then, a girl named Lin. Shan Jian calls Lin outside. She steps out to hand him his phone and notices Lin holding onto Shan Jian's jacket. Shan Jian quickly pulls his hand free and brings her back inside, saying it's cold out there. Lin teases him, saying he's starting to like girls like her now. Shan Jian bluntly replies that he's better than her in every way. Annoyed, Lin storms off. Then Shan Jian tells her not to belittle herself because of others and puts a scarf around her neck. Everyone watching is surprised, wondering when Shan Jian got so caring. Then She comes to the hotel with him and asks if he lives alone. Shan Jian jokingly asks if she wants to live with him too. She gets nervous and changes the subject, then falls asleep right there on the couch. Just then, her two brothers arrive and the older brother picks her up and takes her away. Shan Jian asks her why she didn't go home, and she says she's used to living alone. The next morning, she asks if he was taken home, and the brothers say he's not going to Grandma's this time. They'll all celebrate New Year together. Shan explains to her that don't go anywhere without telling me from now on. After a few days, Chen tells her that Shan Jian is busy and won't be able to come to teach, which makes her sad. But then her grades start improving, and she smiles thinking about Shan Jian. Her friend warns her to stay away from Ko because he seems shady, and she also notices that he's looking at her in a weird way. She's unsure whether to call Shan Jian or not. Just then, a girl bumps into her, and the call accidentally connects. She happily shares that her grades have gotten better and that she's in the 9th grade. Just then Shan Jian asks who is it. Chan says it's his sister and asks if he wants to say anything, but Mr. Shan Jian leaves without saying a word. Chan explains that he's been really busy these days. Meanwhile, she's standing to the side, stomping her foot angrily on the ground. Suddenly, Ko grabs her hand. She panics, pulls her hand free and asks, "What are you doing?" Ko says he read her love letter and didn't stop her. That means she accepted it. Shocked, she says she never saw any love letter and tries to explain herself. She tries to pull away. Just then the teacher comes over and scolds both of them, asking what's going on in school. She keeps denying it, but Chav turns it around and accuses her, saying she was the one who called him. Angry, she snaps, "Don't lie." But Chav brings up the love letter again, and when she stays quiet, he says it means she has feelings for him. The teacher believes him and starts scolding her, saying a girl shouldn't be acting like this. Feeling cornered, she says, "Go ahead, check my bag," but the teacher refuses, saying the boy is good at studies and comes from a rich family. She's from the family, that's why you're after her. Hearing this, she says you're accusing her wrongly and talks about calling the parents. But once outside, she thinks she doesn't want to trouble them. Just then she bumps into someone and starts to say sorry as she moves on, but it's Mr. Xian Jian standing right there. Surprised, she asks, "What are you doing here?" Xian Jian holds her cheek and says he's here to take her away. Tears well up in her eyes and she hugs him. Xian Jian soothes her and says, "Everything's going to be okay now." He takes him inside and sits down in front of the teacher. The teacher asks, "Are you his parents?" Xian Jian says, "I'm his grandpa," and asks for proof. Then he tells them to call Ko. Just then Ko comes in with his mom and his mom starts blamming the girl. Xian Jian shows proof that the love letter was actually written by that boy. The boy gets scared and apologizes, saying he just wanted to be friends. Seeing him angry, Xian Jian falls silent. The class teacher also says the girl is very nice. But the boy's mom keeps making a scene. Then Xian Jian grabs her hand and says he can't stand seeing her bully him. He tells the boy that he's not worthy of being his friend. Then he even warns the teacher. The boy's mom calls her husband, but Xian Jian says that starting tomorrow her husband will be out of a job and the boy will be transferred out of the school. Everyone is shocked when they hear this. Later, it turns out Xian Jian comes from a super rich family that owns several schools in the city. Even the teacher confirms this. The girl's family is pretty normal, but Xian Jian is the son of a really wealthy family. She asks him how he ended up here and he says he came to see her. She smiles and teases him, saying he's messing with her again. Then she tells him she wants to get admitted to the same college he goes to. Xian Jian tells her to work hard and promises he'll come pick her up on the first day. But on the first day of college, Chen comes to drop her off instead, which makes her a bit sad because Xian Jian doesn't show up. Chen says Xian Jian isn't at college yet. When she goes inside, her friend surprises her. She says that he got admission there too. Then she meets her roommates and tells them that the guy who came to drop her off is her brother. The roommates say he's a friend of Xian Jian and ask if she knows Xian Jian, but she denies it. During training, everyone waits for the senior. Then Xian Jian shows up and seeing her says it's been a long time. She calls him senior and he jokes around. During training, he fixes her posture and teaches her separately during the break. She calls him Opa and he replies, "Not yet." The senior was talking. She laughed and asked if he was upset. He said she was ignoring him because he didn't come to pick her up. She explained that she didn't want everyone to know. Just then, things calmed down and they kept their distance. Later, she said that during training they should act like they don't know each other. They both laughed about it. The next day during training, Xian Jian secretly slipped a cooling pad into her pocket. Later, her friend asked, "Where did this come from?" Then she realized she was on her period. Her friend said, "Take the day off," but she refuses. Then two girls start fighting with her and push her, spilling hot water on her hand. Angry, she throws the bottle away. As soon as one girl tries to hit her, Xian Jian steps in and grabs her hand. The girl accuses her instead, but Xian Jian understands everything. Xian also comes over and says that these girls were bullying his sister. Everyone is shocked to hear this. Then Xian Jian takes her to the doctor, gets her treated and tells her to rest. He says if anyone bothers her again, answer him. Someone will always be there for him. Hearing this, she smiles and falls asleep, and Xian Jian ends up falling asleep right there watching her. When she wakes up, she sees Xian Jian sleeping. She quietly comes closer to him and leans in like she's about to kiss him. Just then, Chen and her best friend Ash show up, so she quickly pulls away from Xian Jian. A little while later, the same girl comes over and apologizes to her. Melin says she's forgiven her but tells her to stay away from now on because they're basically strangers. Her best friend pulls her aside and says, "He saw everything." She was about to secretly kiss Xian Jian. Hearing this, she panics and shuts her mouth. Then she says maybe his brother saw it too. She folds her hands and pleads, please, his brother can't find out. Her best friend agrees but warns that there are a lot of rumors about Xian Jian being dangerous. Still, she asks what she sees in him. Maylin says she thinks he's a good person. Just then, their roommate says her boyfriend has invited her to dinner. The other one jokes that as soon as college started, she got a boyfriend. Then the topic comes up about who her crush is. Is it Xian Jian? But she clearly denies it and makes an excuse to go to sleep. Outside, Xian Jian is waiting for her and asks if she has any plans. She makes a quick excuse and leaves. Xian Jian says she should change her clothes first. She stands outside the boys' hostel where some girls are talking, saying Xian Jian isn't interested in anyone. Just then Xian Jian comes out and says she looks different today. She asks, "Don't I look good?" He says she's a bit nervous but looks really beautiful. Lin looks at her and wonders what's so special about her, but when she finds out she's Xian's sister, she calms down. Shan keeps telling her not to bother him and takes Melin along. Later, Shan's friends come over and joke around. Shan lets her play with a cat. She happily asks, "What's its name?" He says, "Boo Boo." She jokes about what the kids' names will be in the future. He won't keep it. Hearing this, Shan Jayan looks at her and she starts to compose herself. Just then she begins to fall. Shan Jayan catches her and they accidentally kiss. Both of them are shocked. She gets embarrassed, apologizes, wipes the blood off his lip and runs away. Later, when everyone is sitting together, Chen asks about his lip. The friends tease her. But Shan Jayan changes the subject. Her classmate asks if she really kissed Shan Jayan and she blushes. She then teases her roommate. She has feelings for Shan Jayan. Then she talks about joining the photography club, and Chen says Shan Jayan will take her there, which makes her happy. But when she gets there, instead of Shan Jayan, another guy meets her and tells her Shan Jayan is playing games. She feels sad and thinks he's ignoring her. Meanwhile, Shan Jayan is also wondering why he's thinking about her so much and feels he's not good enough for her. His friend tries to cheer him up and introduces him to a guy who takes her number. Later, she goes to the restroom. Since she's a bit tipsy, she accidentally ends up in the other room where Shan Jayan is. Shan Jayan understands and sits her down, giving her some juice. She says she only had a little, so he tells her she shouldn't have drunk at all. Then everyone plays a game where the loser has to take a drink. Shan Jayan says he'll drink instead of her. During the game, someone asks him if he likes anyone and he looks at her but still says no. Hearing that, she thinks he doesn't like her. Then it's her turn and she has to propose. Gathering her courage, she says she likes him. Everyone is shocked. Shan Jayan grabs her hand and asks if she's joking, but she says she's serious. Shan Jayan avoids the topic and she, feeling hurt, drinks more. Shan Jayan takes her away from there. She's completely drunk and angry, says he rejected her and that she hates him. Shan Jayan says he doesn't have the courage to accept her. Then she calls him closer, suddenly kisses him and starts playing with Boo Boo. Shan Jayan puts her to sleep and then just keeps watching her. The next morning she asks if she did something wrong. Shan Jayan jokes that she kissed her, then he quickly changes the subject. She gets embarrassed and asks if she's been rejected. Shan Jayan says she's great, but he doesn't like straight-up girls like her. She deserves someone better. Hearing this, she quietly walks away. After she leaves, Shan Jayan feels troubled and tells his friend that he can't stop thinking about her. His friend says maybe he's fallen in love with her. Just then he sees her walking with another guy. He immediately goes over and grabs her hand. She angrily tells him to let go, saying she's not a kid anymore. Shane Jane gets angry and steps closer, but when he sees tears in her eyes, he holds back. He apologizes, admits he was wrong and asks for another chance, but she refuses and walks away. Later, Shane openly confesses his feelings in front of everyone and asks her for a chance. Everyone is shocked. His roommates immediately tell him no and he agrees. Suddenly, an earthquake hits. Shan Jayan immediately runs to her. She's scared, so he comforts her and hugs her tight. Then he picks her up and takes her to a safe place. Back home, he gives her some water and tells her to rest in the room. He says he'll sleep on the couch outside. Then he reminds her that she still hasn't opened her New Year gift. He soothes her and gently kisses her. She's surprised. Then he asks if he can kiss her again and pulls her into his lap. She asks who told him to kiss her, taught her. Then she cheekily asks who told him to kiss her in the first place. Mr. Shangjian grabs her and starts kissing her, and this time she closes her eyes. After the kiss, he says, "Now you must remember, right?" She asks if he wants her to be his girlfriend. She replies, "Not yet, it was just a casual kiss." He says, "Well, you gotta give me some kind of status. After all, I kissed you first." She calls him shameless. He laughs and says, "If I wasn't shameless, how else would I impress my girlfriend?" Then he gets serious and he says he doesn't even know when he started liking her. Maybe it was when she was feeding Boo Boo or during training, or maybe even before that, but she's always been special to him. He realized it way too late and that he's only ever liked her in his life. So he asks her for a chance. The girl dodges the topic, saying she's sleepy. He pulls her cheek playfully and jokes that she's an expert at changing the subject. She runs off and hides under the blanket and he laughs. Later that night, when she gets scared, Mr. Shangjian comes and comforts her, and he says he's right here. He talks about getting some water, but she tells him to stay close and shares a childhood story about how she was all alone and really scared when the earthquake happened. Hearing that, he hugs her and comforts her. She says that's why she doesn't like being ignored and wants whoever's with her to like her the most. Mr. Shangjian asks if she would trust him if he said yes. Then he says he can be her intern boyfriend for now. She says first he has to. When she watches the performance, he starts tickling her and she laughs, falling back. He grabs her hand and she tells him to let go, but he teases her by calling her baby. She tells him not to call her that since she hasn't said yes yet. He says he needs a name even more personal than that. She tells him to get up and he says he'll call her Sweetly first. She says Shane, which makes him happy. Then he throws a blanket over her and goes to take a shower. Next time he comes to drop her off and says he's removed her from the blacklist. She says she'll do it later, but he says he knows everything, that her roommates are trying to find a guy for her and he'll break them all up. Hearing this, she removes him from her blacklist. Then he asks her to go out for dinner and even suggests inviting her roommates, but she refuses, so he says he has a better plan. In the next scene, her roommates lose a game and start joking around. Then they play a card game where Mr. Shangjian gets the joker, and it leads to something about his girlfriends. He's asked about it, but he says he doesn't remember. Then they ask if he remembers any of his exes and he denies it. When asked who he was with before, he says November. Hearing that, the girl thinks the earthquake happened in December and storms off angry. He follows her. The roommates get a bit suspicious, but when they receive expensive gifts he sent, they're happy. Mr. Shan Jian grabs her and asks why she's upset. She says she doesn't want to hear about the past. He looks at her face. He grabs her, pulls her into a hug and says, at least ask who she had her first kiss with. She refuses, but he reminds her of the date, November 19, and asks what she was doing that day. She says she had proposed to someone and got rejected. Then he says that on that very day he forced a kiss on her. She's shocked and denies it, but he recalls the whole thing, that she was drunk, he had gone to drop her home and she kissed him. Hearing this, she feels embarrassed and shuts him up, saying, let's not talk about this. He kisses her hand and tells her not to tell anyone. She asks about when he said he kissed Boo Boo before. He hugs her and says she's the only one he can kiss and that next time she should just ask him directly. She then asks if he really was her first kiss. He says yes. They hug each other. Later, she looks at her roommate's posts showing pictures of gifts. She asks if he's upset and he says there's a gift for her too. She refuses, saying it's too expensive. But he explains that when you like someone, when you do it, emotions get involved and it's just a gift. He jokingly says that if he thinks he can't get it for free, he should be killed. She laughs and says she's no boxer. Just then, a video call from Chan comes through, and he says the girl got back to the hostel late and asks him to keep an eye on her. Mr. Shan Jian says yes and asks when he'll be back. The reply is maybe next month. Hearing this, he thinks to himself that he doesn't have much time. But when Chan asks, he dodges the question and says that he keep that in mind. Also, remember she's grown up now and doesn't need to be so strict anymore. Chain says there's no special guy in the new girls' class at college, but Mr. Shangjian jokes that maybe a senior might turn out to be a good one since he's waiting for his true love. Meanwhile, the girl is running. Just then, Lu comes over and tries to give her some water. But she refuses and clearly says they're just friends because she likes someone else. Lu warns her. She says the guy she likes is pretty famous and there are rumors that he's dangerous, so she needs to be careful. Then Mr. Shan Jian shows up and, seeing the vibe, starts talking casually. He mentions he was playing ball. He offers her some water, but instead of handing her the bottle, he tosses it and drinks the hot water he brought himself. Just then the girl gets a video call from her brother, so she quickly moves Shan Jian away and shows on the call that she's alone. After the call, she wonders if her brother might be suspicious. He's calling repeatedly, that's why it's happening. But Shan Jian explains to him that even if she finds out, she'll scold him. After that, they go for a run together, and Shan Jian surprises her. He brings a cute little puppy that makes her really happy. He tells her he knew about her childhood, so he brought the puppy and she names it Cuckoo. Then she says she'll sleep with Cuckoo tonight, but Shan Jian jokingly calls himself her boyfriend and refuses. She gets flustered and says she hasn't said yes to him yet. Yeah, so he can't do that. Shangjian asks when she'll consider him her boyfriend. She says he just failed his internship and needs to try again. Shangjian agrees but moves closer and starts kissing her. At first she hesitates but then leans in too. Just then, Papai's voice breaks them apart and she says she's feeling sleepy. Shangjian picks her up and carries her to the room. She tells him to leave, but he makes an excuse and insists on staying nearby. She puts a pillow between them as a barrier and she tells him not to cross the line and he agrees. Later he notices she's crossed the line and fallen asleep, so he takes a photo of her and comes over to sleep next to her. In her sleep she hugs him and he smiles before falling asleep. In the morning she wakes up, sees him beside her and gets flustered. He jokes that other girls give their boyfriends good morning kisses even though she was about to hit him. She reminds him about her "don't cross the line" warning. He shows her the photo and says she was the one who crossed the line. She gets angry and walks away, but later he comes up from behind and grabs her, getting close. She tells him to brush first, but he makes her brush him instead. Then while she's doing her skincare, he tells her to hurry up, so she puts cream on his face and runs off. But he catches her and brings her back, and they get close again. Later, when she's about to leave, he asks for a goodbye kiss, but she just laughs and runs away. After that, the warden says a gift has arrived for her and that she's becoming pretty famous. So Shan Jayan takes her photo and sends it to Chan, and he jokes that he'll handle everything. In the library, he complains that she doesn't give him time, while she says it's because of studying. He pulls her clothes and says he missed her, but she tells him to go outside. He sits her on his lap and jokes around. She scolds him and starts to get up, but he grabs her hand and asks when her last exam is. She says it's the next day, and then she has to work on a project. Sheng Jijian says she can do it at his place, but she refuses and talks about keeping some distance. She leaves. Later, her roommates explain that it would be better for her to stay with them. It'd save money too. But she's still confused, wondering if making such a big decision so quickly is the right move, and what she'll tell her family. She says she'll just tell them she's living with her best friend, then rushes off because she thinks Mr. Shanjian must be waiting for her. Her roommate jokes that now they'll have a lot of fun together, but she quickly insists their relationship is totally pure. In the next scene, Mr. Shanjian. He's taking her on his bike when suddenly one of his friends shows up. She gets nervous seeing him, but Mr. Shanjian just laughs, pulls her close, and says there's nothing to be scared of. The friend asks if they're together, and he clearly says yes. Then he takes her to his place, where the friend feels a bit uneasy and asks if living together is a good idea. But Mr. Shanjian says it won't change their relationship at all. The friend jokes that he's basically kidnapped someone's sister, and just wait until her brother finds out. It's going to be fun. Then he says that their other friends are also coming over according to the group chat. Mr. Shan Jayan says he didn't see the message and that he doesn't drink anymore, but his friend says everyone's on their way, so they'll have to wait a bit. The girl says she's fine with it and goes to her room. After that, Mr. Shan Jayan, annoyed, follows his friend and then comes back to the girl, hugging her from behind and asking if she's upset. But she says no and that she's not bothered at all. He says, why not? He tells everyone about her, but she refuses and says she's tired. Later, when he goes out with his friends, they tease him, asking where he's been all this time and say he must have been busy with that girl. He tells them to shut up, but they keep joking and ask him to introduce them to his girlfriend. He says maybe next time because she's sleeping right now. As his friends start to leave, the girl comes into the kitchen, and the friends say bye to her, calling her sister-in-law, which surprises her. Mr. Shane Jayan comes over to her and gives her some water, but she realizes that he has already had a drink. He pulls her clothes, but she stops him. Then he picks her up and takes her to the room, saying that everyone else is meeting their girlfriends. So why isn't she doing the same? She says she was feeling sleepy and that she can call everyone back if he wants. He asks why their relationship is still a secret and if she'll ever make it public. She laughs and says he's being stubborn like a kid. Then he asks if she always. Why is she hiding? She says it's all because of her brother. She was scared that if he found out he'd get angry. She says if he has a problem with it, they can just make their relationship public. He asks if she really likes him. Then she tells him that when he rejected her in front of everyone before, it hurt a lot. He stops her, apologizes, and says he was wrong back then. He hugs her and says now he wants her to be open with him, call and text him. She says this is the first time she's dating, so she doesn't understand much. He says he trusts her. Slowly they get closer and their relationship starts getting stronger. The next morning she sees that he's made breakfast for her. She asks why he didn't wake her up. He jokes that she was in such a deep sleep, so he took care of her and asks if she's still feeling weak. She says her body aches, so he says he'll apply some medicine after she eats. She teases him, saying he's getting cheekier by the day. They both eat together and he gives her her favorite candy, which surprises her because she wonders how he knows her favorite. He says it's a secret, then they laugh and hang out together. Later he asks how she plans to celebrate New Year's. She says they'll go to the supermarket together and cook at home. He starts to pick her up, not even noticing when his phone rings. Meanwhile, her brother comes home and asks where she is. When he finds out she's with her friend, he starts to get suspicious and immediately makes a call. But the phone doesn't ring, which makes him even more upset. Then he sees the two of them together and gets angry. He hits Mr. Shan Jayan and grabs him by the collar, scolding him because she's his little sister. The girl tries to stop him, but he doesn't listen, and the matter ends up at the police station. The police say the fight was one-sided, and Mr. Shan Jayan didn't fight back. When the girl starts crying, the police suggest taking her to the hospital. Her brother, still angry, takes her away, but even then Mr. Shan Jayan. Shanyan worries and says he's all alone, so someone's got a sign for him. Eventually, they go to the hospital where she asks about his injuries and takes care of him. Mr. Shanjian explains that if he takes care of it, there won't be any scars, but his brother is still mad and tries to keep them apart. When he goes to his place and sees the girl's stuff and pets, he gets even angrier. He makes it clear that he doesn't approve of this relationship. But Mr. Shanjian stands firm and says, no matter what happens, their relationship won't end. Hearing this, her brother gets angry and grabs her collar. Shane snaps in anger, saying that as a friend he doesn't care about her personal life, but as her big brother he'll never allow her to live with him. Mr. Shane Jian stays calm and explains that he's serious. He admits he used to be messed up, but he's never had a real relationship with anyone before and he can prove himself over time. Still, Chen doesn't listen to him and Playby refuses and says no. Then the girl comes back with her stuff, but Chen immediately pulls her away from there. On the way, he asks her how long this has been going on. She tells him it's been happening since mid-November. Hearing this, Chen gets even angrier because he had given Mr. Shan Jian the responsibility to take care of her around the same time. He feels like his trust was completely betrayed and that it was all just to get rid of his love rivals. Furious, he grabs her phone, deletes Mr. Shan Jian's number and says that now they're done. They'll stay, but the girl clearly says this is her life and she will make her own decisions. She also says she knows everything and Mr. Shan Jian has never treated her badly. Still, Chan questions their future, which leaves her silent. When she gets home, she tells her brother not to tell their parents anything, but he warns her that if she's caught talking behind their backs, it won't be good. After that, she cleverly turns on the music and calls Mr. Shan Jian, telling him they won't be able to talk for a while because her brother is really angry. Mr. Shang Jian takes it lightly and jokes around, but she's genuinely worried that someone might separate them. He assures her that he's not afraid and will come back to convince her again if needed. Just then, someone starts entering the room, so she quickly ends the call and deletes it. Later, during dinner, her mom casually asks if she likes someone. Then, in anger, Chen starts saying bad things about that boy. But later, her mom figures things out on her own, and when they're alone, she asks. When the girl honestly says that he is Mr. Shanjian, her mom stays calm and says that what really matters is how he treats her, not what people say. She explains that if he treats her well, then the relationship is fine. If not, she should end it. Then, jokingly, she warns her to be a little careful, which makes her feel embarrassed. During the New Year planning, the atmosphere feels a bit awkward, but she finds an excuse to step out and talks to her friend. Just then, Mr. Shunjun calls her and says she's outside the house. She runs over to him and hugs him. They both say they missed each other and get closer, but then their pet cuckoo jumps in between, lightening the mood. Just then, Chun arrives and teases them when he sees them together. This time, Chun stays a bit calm and says he wants to see what kind of person Mr. Shan Jian really is. Later, when they go to meet the older brother, the atmosphere is a bit more normal. The girl makes an excuse and leaves, while Mr. Shan Jian. She comes to meet him. This time he shows up all dressed up and she can't stop looking at him. They both go out for a bike ride and reach a beautiful spot. It's her first time there and she's really happy. Meanwhile, Mr. Zanjan opens up about his past, how things weren't good in his family. His dad had an affair and his mom was so heartbroken that she took her own life. Since then, his relationship with his dad has been bad and he never goes home for New Year's. He also says that his grandfather was the closest person to him. But now the person he cared about is no longer around and he feels really lonely. Hearing this, the girl comforts him and says she wishes they had met earlier so she could have stayed with him. Hearing that, he gets emotional and says she's now his life and the most precious person to him. She hugs him back and their bond grows even stronger. Then, looking at each other, they both feel a bit surprised. He asks, "Did you come here alone?" She replies, "No, I came with my brother." He smiles and says, "Rulla, you left them and came to see me." She replies that they are both together and you were alone, so she came to me. Then Mr. Shenzhen asks if you're going back now. She says that tomorrow we'll both meet Big Brother and then tell everyone about our relationship. Hearing this, he's surprised and says, "That soon? I thought you'd take much longer. Are you feeling sorry for me?" Then he adds that they'll also meet Grandpa and have a big wedding. She laughs and says, "First you'll have to convince my brothers too." He confidently replies, "I'll figure out a way for that as well." Then they both go together to meet the brothers. She reassures him, "Don't worry, Big Brother won't say anything to you, he's a good guy and doesn't hurt anyone." Mr. Shenzhen says, "At least there'll be some peace there." Then she grabs him and takes him over, saying, "Hello big bro, I brought you a gift." Chai takes the gift and wishes him luck. Just then, Big Brother makes an excuse. He sends him into the room so he can talk to Mr. Shan Jian alone. Mr. Shan Jan starts giving his full introduction like he's at a job interview. Then Big Brother says that after Grandpa passed away, he left a will for you, and what if later your dad and stepbrother caused trouble over the property? To that, Mr. Shan Jan clearly says he doesn't care about the Shan Jan family. They don't have the guts, and even if they try, he already owns plenty of property. He has his own company, he's the one who raised him so he can handle any situation. Big Brother says he just wants his sister to be happy and sets some conditions. You need to sort out your family matters quickly and it shouldn't affect his sister. Also, before the wedding you have to sign an agreement, and if he faces even a little trouble you won't get anything. Mr. Shan Jan agrees without thinking. Big Brother says this might be a bit unfair to you, but he replies that no, it's fair, because he wants to give Mullen a good life. Meanwhile, Mullen is sitting outside, worried about what's going on inside. Just then he comes out and she immediately grabs his hand. Seeing her, he smiles and she feels happy too. Chain jokingly says, "Big bro, you gave in so quickly." The Big Brother replies, "They're just dating, no big deal." Then he tells Chain, "As the older brother, you should accept it too." Hearing this, Mullen gets even huppuk and Mr. Chain Jan grabs him. Then they hug each other goodbye. After that, when graduation is over, she's taking pictures with her rummuck. Just then, Mr. Shun comes over, hands her the camera and says, "You take the photos. I've got something important to do," and walks away. A little while later, he comes back with a bouquet of flowers, and when the girls see it, they start screaming, thinking he's about to propose to someone. Then he goes to Mullen and says, "Now that you've finished your studies, I can't wait any longer. Come on, let's be together forever." Hearing this, she smiles and takes the bouquet. Then he kneels down, takes out a ring and asks, "Will you spend your whole life with me?" She happily says yes. Everyone claps and her friend kisses her in joy, showing that they're officially a couple now. After that, Mr. Shan Jan puts the ring on her finger and happy lifts her up and spins her around. Then they hug forever and always. They come together and that's how the story ends.